Ahoy, shipmates! It's rather dark here in the port of Southampton again. Have a look over on... Oh, hello. Like some shipmates just popping out there on the well deck on the Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria has been delayed. Was a 4 o'clock departure. Now it's could be a 5 o'clock departure. I haven't heard anything. Difficult to see the lines. Getting dark. Oh. Almost the shortest day, but there seems to be a fair amount of activity there on the well deck, so I'm guessing we'll be ready to go. We have a look on Netly camera. You see it's quite dark here at Southampton water. A bit of light in the sky, but definitely dark. Got the Queen Victoria departing today. She's here in the Ocean Terminal, and then further up we have the Aurora. She's due to depart at 6 o'clock, so we should have 2 on the go today. Just the 2 today on this rather pleasant day in November, on 11th of November. 1700 Queen Victoria, 1800 for the Aurora. Like I say, it's quite a pleasant day. We've had some really good temperatures today. Even now, it's still almost 14 degrees C. Hardly any wind. It'll be nice, smooth sailing for all those shipmates. Unfortunately, I haven't got access to VTS radio at the moment, so I haven't got any updates exactly what's going on. So I'm relying on, I'm actually relying on VTS themselves. They've been keeping me in the loop. Thank you there to shipmate Chris. Always helpful with good information. Ahoy there, Bean. Ahoy there, Tizzy C. Tizzy C, multitasking, one eye on the screen while cooking tea. Excellent job there, shipmate. Good to see. Ahoy there, Daniel San. Beetlejuice is stuck in Notcam. That's very cryptic from shipmate Daniel San there. I might need further explanation on that one. Ahoy there, Ellie Murley. She says, good afternoon to the BSC. That's the Blue Spanner crew, indeed. We couldn't be doing this without the excellent Blue Spanner crew. They are invaluable to my broadcasts, picking up on all my mistakes and errors and generally filling in everyone some information. I can't actually keep up with the chat myself. Too busy doing other things. Let's have a look. It's getting darker. Oh, how disappointing it's getting dark. Quite good for some of the other ships, like the Aida ships. They are very bright and colourful. Ahoy there, Blue Jay. Oh, sorry, Bay Blue. Blue Jay. I messed up your name completely there, shipmate. Ahoy there, Steve Mack. On time. Makes a change there, Steve Mack. Well done. That new watch of yours working out well. Ahoy there, George Emmett says that on Monday the American aircraft carrier will be in the Solent for 4 days. Ooh, I'll keep an eye out for that. Ahoy there, Christine Nicholson says, nice to hear voices. Oh, thank you, shipmate. I assume she's talking about my voice. You never know. Oh, ahoy there, shipmate Tina Hills from Whitchurch in Hampshire. A local shipmate there. And ahoy Kay. Let's have a quick look down this well deck. It doesn't have the visibility that we do. Let's have a quick look down the well deck. Doing. There we go. What's going on down here? Earlier on, there was a shipmate sitting in the door. Looks like he was on his phone playing games. The tide must be going down, I would think. Let's check now. Yes, the tide is on its way down, as we can see there, because the Queen Victoria is slightly lower now. I can't actually see the lines. Yes, and the actual tide level is slightly lower than predicted. This is probably due to a... Yes, it is. It's a high pressure. Queen Victoria is off somewhere. Fresh in. Queen Victoria now delayed until 5:30. Oh no. Oh, I always go live just when I find out they've been delayed. Oh. Let me put that there. Ding. Bong. Voila! There we go. I'll keep you all updated on what's going on. I won't zoom in quite so closely here, then we'll have to wait a little while. Well, that's rather annoying, but we have the Aurora departing at 6, so it's all going to get quite busy. It's between 5:30 and 6. We'll have the two more or less following each other out. Because I have noticed, look, if I go over here, you'll notice that the Aurora is at the other end of port. But she's also facing the correct way, so that when she departs, she'll just move out and then chug on down. So she'll be going fairly quick. She'll probably come past the camera around about 6:15, I would imagine, something like that. So should see the two of them together. Exciting stuff. Forecast for the weekend, I've noticed, is phenomenal. We're looking at temperatures nudging 18 degrees centigrade for both Saturday and Sunday. Looking to be quite exciting. Hoping to get out on the water myself. I'm not entirely sure what size of vessel. Could be anywhere from 6 feet to 60 feet. So I'll have to wait and see. See what I can get on board. And it could be in the port of Southampton, or it might be down in Poole. See about that. Absolutely, Steve Mack. It is indeed almost practically tropical. In fact, I've been out doing some odd jobs today, and I have to say, I'm not quite sure what to put on. I put on a thin jumper, and I think, well, no, I should have a thick jumper this time of year. And I get out there, and I think, well, I'll take the jumper off. Don't even need it at all. Oh, yes. Tina Stockman there saying it's only a 4-day cruise. Hot information in. Oh, this is getting confusing now. So, we have a Roro breaking from 102 berth. Just to add into the mix, so she's probably waiting for the departure of Queen Victoria, and she's already decided to leave. So let's how do I get you back there? Queen Victoria's off on a 4-night cruise to the Netherlands and Belgium via Rotterdam and Zeebrugge. It's like the old Christmas trips to the markets. That's what that's like, isn't it? So if we have a look over here, so this Roro, the Grande Scandinavia, she's with the assistance of Spitzenbargate. She's just departing from 102 here. That's near the Horizon Cruise Terminal. I think that's that blob there. So she's departing. She'll do a bit of a nice pirouette here. You get a really good view of the pirouettes. The ships, when they swing in the middle swing ground here, they get a lovely view of them from Mayflower Park, and they light up from Cooties lights. That's pretty good. And she's probably going to try and depart before the Queen Victoria. So we'll keep an eye out for her. That'll be something interesting, a bit different. Not sure where she's off to. I'm sure Kevin Toom, excellent spanner, has information on it. She's also off to Antwerp in Belgium. She'll probably be overtaken by the Queen Victoria on the way there, I suspect. Hi there, Rab Nesbitt says they've been having 40 mile an hour plus winds for the last 24 hours. My gosh. Whereabouts are you then, Raz Nesbitt? I don't wish to say that you're in Scotland, but your name reminds me of a certain Scottish television programme. Hi there, Matthew Porter says, is the Aurora still due at 6 o'clock? Hoping to catch a glimpse as I have family on board. Well, shipmate, the current projected time is 6 o'clock. I haven't heard anything about Aurora. I don't see why she would be late. It's just Queen Victoria at the moment. She's taking her time. Oh, hi there. Vince Unlimited says, currently on Victoria, can see our balcony. Hello. Oh, whereabouts are you, Vince? Maybe you could pop outside and give us a wave. Give me some idea whereabouts you are, and I'll zoom in and we can amuse ourselves with you giving us a funny wave. Rab Nesbitt is in Dundee. Excellent, shipmate. Vince Unlimited says he's going to switch the balcony lights on and off. He's sending Morse code from his balcony. It's probably going to spell out something like R-U-M. Rum. I should know what the Morse code for rum is, shouldn't I? Oh, I think I can see where he is. I'm assuming I can see some balcony lights going on and off. Yeah. Let's see if we can see Vince, shall we? There we go. There's Vince. I'm guessing that's Mrs. Vince Unlimited. Or maybe she's limited. Enjoying a rather delayed departure before they go off to the Christmas markets. Excellent. Well done, shipmate. It seems to have a very pleasant cabin there. I was talking to a shipmate the other day. He was telling me all about cabin dynamics and where the best places are to go. That's so much information. I didn't really know there was such a variety of places to choose on a ship that were bad, which is quite interesting. You don't want to go here too close to propellers. Don't want to go there too close to a bar. Don't want to go here too close to a service area. Don't want to go here too close to a swimming pool. God, made it sound like it's almost impossible to find a room that's not too close to something you don't want to see. That was Vince Unlimited giving us a bit of a wave there. We have the Grande Scandinavia's. Well, she's almost completing her turn. Yeah, she's heading in the right direction now, the River Test. And the Aurora just a little bit further up. Rescue Port Aurora. Don't know what that is. It looks like, I would say it's one of the lifeboats and they've turned their AIS off. Aurora. Not going anywhere just yet. Grande Scandinavia. 1.6 knots. Was completed her spin. I think it's the first time we've had a shipmate flash out his cabin lights. That was quite effective. I certainly noticed that. Let's have a quick look in Netley. I might have to move the Netley camera, I think. Let's have a quick look. What's going on over here? Ooh, it's getting dark. Dark over on Southampton water. Yeah. Internet issues. Let's move Netley cam to, let's go to the dock head, shall we? So it's going, you can see how much brighter it is in the port here. All those bright lights of the big city. Big port. And there's the tree. So we'll keep that Netley camera down there. Be able to see that Grande Scandinavia she comes past and the Queen Victoria. Mate Vince Unlimited, who is waving on his balcony, says hi to everyone who waved back. I think you know, a fairly good reception there, Vince. I wonder when you're off to the buffet. Then are you going to wait for departure, then leg it to the buffet? I wonder if this is Vince's first cruise. Let's ask him. Oh, typing's not my strong suit here. There we go. I'll ask him and see if it's his first cruise. Keep an eye out for the Grande Scandinavia. It's also off to Antwerp as well. Perhaps the shipmates there will do a bit of Christmas shopping while they're in port. After dropping off lots of cars and potentially agricultural equipment. Oh, there, Lisa Sargent says that wants to use OBS Studio for remote videoing a mate in Wales from where I am in Essex, but I haven't got around to working it out yet. Well, I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to do, shipmate Lisa Sargent there. I'm not sure you need OBS for that, though, I have to say. OBS is more for broadcasting. It depends what you're doing. There might be other methods that would be more suitable than using OBS. Oh, there, Muck Cranky 53 says he's just arrived home after a wonderful cruise on Queen Victoria. Vince Unlimited, he was the shipmate that was flashing earlier, flashing his lights before you have any other thoughts. It says it's his 7th cruise, all Cunard, all from Southampton. Wow, there's a man who knows what he likes. Of course, unless it's Mrs. Vince Unlimited who's making the choices, of course. Well, they could be doing it 50-50, but we probably know it's Mrs. Vince Unlimited making the choices there. Vince Unlimited, he's not going to the buffet, he's going to the Queen's Grill for 18:30. Well, I'm glad he's got a booking, because he might still be in port at 18:30. Have a quick look and see if we can see the Ro-Ro yet. Probably not. The Grande Scandinavia. I can see some steam, I think, from something. It looks like the what do they call that politely these days? The energy recovery facility, or as probably as you and I are more likely to call it, the local incinerator. So the Queen Victoria is just off to our right-hand side. Can't quite see her. Ah, okay. I see. Lisa Sargent's filling me on what she's trying to do. Okay, so he's going to stream from his phone to your OBS. Yeah, that works. I mean, he could stream directly from his phone straight to YouTube, but if you want to add extras on top and remotely edit or remotely do the broadcast, that would work. There's various different ways of doing it from a mobile phone. You can either you have to use different network protocols for streaming. There's different apps and different things for doing it. But yeah, that could be done. If you don't want to use a mobile phone, you can. There are quite a lot of CCTV cameras that will equally do the same thing. I'm not entirely sure what you're doing, but if you had a CCTV like camera like I'm using, for instance, you can move it around, so you can actually remotely control it. So he can do the broadcast, and you can remotely move the camera around. Hi there, shipmate Nick Cook asks, do I know when the P&O Avia is due to be delivered? No, it was supposed to be before Christmas. Ah, yeah, and yeah, Stephen Joyce, they always know more than I do. And they're saying it's 23rd December. I thought it was going to be earlier that. He doesn't have a computer or webcam, just a phone. Yeah, well, that probably works. There'll be some socket protocol that you can use to stream from your phone directly to your OBS, and then from your OBS you can stream to YouTube. Yep, you can do that. Well, I probably should mention that if you're currently not subscribed, shipmates, please do think about subscribing. It does help the channel out massively. I have been somewhat busy with things going on, but I am now back. I hope to continue the broadcast. Got some films to make, got lots to do. So I'm back just in time for all the dark weather and the rain, so my timing is useless. Just coming in on the right-hand side of the screen there is the Grande Scandinavia, also on her way to Antwerp and Brussels, I think, I seem to remember. Belgium, somewhere over there. Oh, there, Kelly Hall says that she's looking forward to next year and doing some live watching while we board Queen Victoria. Norway and Spain for us in the school holidays. Well, Norway does seem to be a very popular choice at the moment. I must say I've been helping a friend out looking into that. It does look quite stunning. I might have to go up that way myself at some point. I'm guessing we're not going to see a 5 o'clock departure of Queen Victoria because the Grande Scandinavia is in the way. Maybe she'll be following out after that. So I don't have the radio at the moment, so I can't give you an actual update. But I imagine if she doesn't leave pretty soon after 5 o'clock, she'll be crashing into Aurora when she departs at 6. So better get her skates on. Unless, of course, they're loading rum supplies, which, of course, take your time. Take your time loading the rum supplies. Kelly Hall says it'll be our 3rd time, and I assume she means in Norway, and it's utterly stunning. I mean, Spain could be stunning, but I think she means Norway. Well, I'm pleased to hear that, shipmate. Well, I'm definitely keen to go. Try and work that into my schedule somewhere. Shipmate Tina Stockman says, yes, the fields are stunning while visiting. Oh, yeah, there's lots of waterfalls that you can see. And, of course, the Northern Lights. I was looking at the, whatever it's called, the hurdy-gurdy ferry that bounces around between the islands at the top. And they have a light on board, apparently, that tells you that the Northern Lights are visible. And you can go outside and watch them, but that visible to the naked eye, more of a visible thing to a camera, surprisingly. What have we got here? Latest update from VTS. Queen Victoria is now singling up and getting ready to go. Oh, okay. Better check. Let's check on that then. Better go and check on Queen Victoria, haven't we? That's what we're here for. As much as I like a Ro-Ro, I know it's not to everyone's taste. Let's have a look at that door, shall we? Let's have a look, see what those shipmates are up to. Oh, with that Katie Pace, member for 9 months. Well done, shipmate. Many thanks for staying on board for so long. I appreciate it. It's been a rocky ride on the good ship Solent Ships lately. Is the hurdy-gurdy also an instrument? I think it is. I've no idea how to pronounce the name of the ferry company. I don't even remember it. I just remember it looking at the word and thinking it looked like hurdy-gurdy. Or hurdy-gurdy, or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure I'm massively mispronouncing it. There's a bit of activity down on the well deck. I think if she's departing now, I think we'll take the departure sign away. Ding dong. Apparently she's singling up. No, it's just a case of letting go of the last lines. I've noticed earlier when I was looking, you can actually see movement. You can see the ship ever so slightly going up and down when I was zoomed in. Never noticed before. I don't know if you can perceive the gentle roll of the ship. Ah, she's going forward. She must be free then. Oh, it's just a movement of the ship. Probably being singled up. Oh, it's definitely going forward now. We'll go forward a few feet and then drop it into astern. Then she'll make her way out, do a half spin in the lower swing ground and head off on out to Antwerp and Brussels or somewhere. Rotterdam and Zeebrugge. Call it quite right. Rotterdam and Zeebrugge. And then the Aurora, she's off on a 28-night Caribbean cruise. I mean, that's a real luxury trip, that is. Let's just have a quick look over here and we'll see that there's the Grimaldi lines departing. The Grande Scandinavia. We'll go back to Queen Victoria as she slowly asterns out of port. All lit up. Not quite as brightly lit as some of the newer cruise ships with all their bright lights and flashing disco-ness. More of a serene experience from what I believe on the Cunard ships. Navigation and lights on the top. All the radars are spinning. Don't think she'll be needing radar today. Visibility. What is visibility? I can't see on the weather. Visibility is currently 25.9 nautical miles. Excellent visibility and hardly any wind. It'll be a nice, pleasant trip down Southampton water. And we can just about see the Grimaldi lines there in the background. There we go. So she was just waiting for the Grimaldi lines to pass before she dropped the lines. Because they're probably letting the last supplies of rum on board, or perhaps a late passenger. Or perhaps somebody dropped the luggage in the water. I was talking to a shipmate the other day and recounting the story how I think it was a few weeks ago on the channel we had one of the ships was delayed because the luggage cart was dropped into the water. He was telling me how when he was on a ship he heard the divers were in the water looking for someone's luggage. It's not how you want to start your holiday, is it? With your suitcase 20 feet under. There's the Grimaldi's line. Oh, visibility. It's so dark. Disappointing. It's amazing how quickly this happens. But we get to see something. Yes, he was. They were delayed departing, and he had his own personal radio, listening to VTS, and the dive team was in the water, of trying to find this last suitcase. Well, I'm not really sure it matters, really, because by the time you get your suitcase back, if there's anything important in there, it's probably ruined, isn't it? It's been in Southampton docks for a couple of hours. Anything electrical will be dead, and all your clothing will be wet, covered in seawater. I mean, that's. I think they just need to replace the whole lot, surely. Anyway, what do I know? There's another Ro-Ro there behind the Queen Victoria and the Ocean Terminal. Sometimes we get two here. Had a few incidents with the Red Eagle. She's had her Voith drive system replaced. An interesting drive system if you're interested in drive systems of vessels. Most vessels have a propeller. Sometimes it's a propeller that spins around on a pod, an azipod. Sometimes it's a propeller on a shaft. Sometimes they have jet drive, so it's a thrust or a jet of water rather than a propeller. But the ferry's drive system is a load of vertical blades which spin round. It's very unusual. I'd imagine it gives them a great deal of control because you can change the direction of it change the thrust direction very quickly, and you get equal amount of thrust in any direction. Anyway, there we go. If you're interested in that, have a look on the internet. It's the Voigt Schneider propeller. That's what you need to Google. And that's really interesting. In fact, there was one on the docks we've been looking at. Because they've been changing them out of Red Eagle. Go down a bit more. King Cobbs says, not so interested in drive system, more a sprocket and flange man. Well, you might be interested if you're a sprocket and flange man. It's a fairly interesting drive system. Very different. Completely different. Hi there, Janet Horton. Lovely to hear the captain's voice again. Well, many thanks, Janet. Lovely to have you on board. Hi there, Darren Howell. Oh, and hi there, Steph P. I just saw you sneak in there. It's late than never, Steph P. I see we've had some good captures on the cameras lately. We had a meteorite the other evening. I think Steph P caught some lightning the other day. It's amazing what we do see on the cameras. The meteorite was okay, but it was quite small. But it was an amazing spot. I don't know how anyone managed to spot it really. Even I knew where it was and I didn't spot it. And Vince Unlimited, our flashing shipmate on the Queen Victoria, is on his way. Probably going to get himself all dolled up for his trip to the wherever it said he was going, some restaurant. He's booked up at the one of the fine dining restaurants, I think he has. Well, there, Rad Nesbitt says there were several British rail locomotives in the late 70s that had Voith transmissions. Oh, wow. I've never heard of a Voith transmission. Unfortunately, was never lucky enough to drive them. Wonder how that would work. Ah, interesting. I'll have to... Something else for me to Google later when I should be doing something more productive. Hi there, TNC. I see a yacht down there at the bow. Surprising amount of pleasure craft traffic around this evening. It has been quite a nice day. So if you've got the opportunity, I suppose, then good day to go. I mean, I'm trying to take the opportunity tomorrow or Sunday. I might try a live stream actually. I've got a new camera which is quite fun, so I might try and live stream with that. Might require a bit of thought on my on my part. But never mind. The captain needs his brain taxi occasionally, otherwise he'll go all jelly. Victoria, one of the, I guess probably must be one of the oldest ships in the Cunard line. Its maiden voyage was in December 2007, so 15 years old. 90,000 gross tons. Yeah. A length of 294 meters. Beam of 32. Total of 16 passenger decks. Sorry, total of 16 decks, 12 are passenger-wise. She has powered by Azipods, two 16.7 megawatt Azipods, giving her a top speed of 23.7 knots, or 43.9 kilometers an hour in continental language, or 27.3 miles per hour in the King's units. Total capacity on board is 2,081 passengers and 900 crew. Fortunately, I didn't get any word today on numbers. Like I say, I'm having difficulty with my radio. Soon hope to sort that one out as well. Ellie Merley makes good points, says, puts it into perspective when you think the Titanic was only 45,000 gross tons. Yes, you'd be surprised, actually. The Titanic's not actually a very large ship. We all think legendary status of the Titanic is that she's a massive ship. But in reality, she's not very big at all. And compared to some of the modern ships, he's absolutely tiny weeny. Victoria's more or less stationary here. The Azipods will be pulling the stern around, the bow thrusters will be pushing the bow around, so we should be spinning more or less on the spot. You can see some lovely reflections there on those. So it must be a bit of a full moon, is it? No, it's just bright in the sky. Make some lovely reflections there on the windows, on the balconies there. There we go. There's a few shipmates up on deck. I'll say it's quite mild this evening, so I can see why you'd be up, stretching your legs, working up an appetite before you hit that buffet later. Shipmate Steve Arnold's giving me some information on the Voigt transmissions. They were hydraulic, used in many Western regional diesel locomotives in the 60s and 70s. Hydraulic, eh? So it's probably a bit like a torque converter then. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. It'd give you gearing and torque. Yeah, I can see that. Very good. I didn't know that. That's what I like about this channel. Such a fascinating array of shipmates on board. They always seem to know something. Always something more than I know, which is great. I always like to be informed. So it's coming up to 5:45, and Aurora is due to depart at 6. We'll probably see her, I would say, around about 6:10, I would imagine. Just have a quick look on Netlycam and we'll see that it's out of focus. Grande Scandinavia is just passing the Fawley refinery. There was a big fire down at the Fawley refinery earlier. Apparently one of the cracker units had gone wrong. It was in the news. Struggling with the focus today. can see that Queen Victoria just on the turn here. Surprising it takes quite a while because they're quite an angle. Spins around and it should be on her way. Shipmate Kevin 2 has put a link up in the county press about the ExxonMobil fall incident caused by the collapse of a structure. I believe that was the cracker unit. I don't think a cracker unit makes cracker biscuits. I mean, it sounds like it should do. I could just imagine it churning out Carr's water biscuits or something. Oh, I mean, water biscuits are all gone on fire. But no, I think it's to do with breaking down the molecules of the heavy fuels. Or something like that. Oh, Steph P says, did I know that Yahoo used an image from Netley with a credit? No, I didn't know that. Hey, excellent. I missed that one. Oh, brilliant. Oh, well, thank you for that information, Steph P. I'll have to go and have a Google on that. Seem to have sparked a bit of a train chat in the conversation. A couple of train drivers swapping stories about Voigt drives. Oh, Nelly Merley is supplying some rather disturbing information, saying that one thing that she's learnt recently is that cruise lines don't have to provide lifeboats for all passengers, just a life support device. I wouldn't want to be the one drawing the short straw. No, I think I'd rather be in a lifeboat than just with a life jacket on. I mean, it depends where you go down, of course. But imagine most of you go down the middle of nowhere. I'd rather be on a lifeboat with a roof and some supplies on board and a radio and there we go. The Queen Victoria is now heading down towards Dockhead on her way over to the continent. I can see quite a few people on the balcony. I think that must be somewhere. Must be Vince there. He's probably on the balcony while Mrs. Vince is getting ready. Then he'll nip in and spend 2 seconds brushing his hair and be ready for dinner. Well, that's what I'd do anyway. Let's have a look. Let's go see what we can see on Netley Cam. See if we can see the... Yes, we can. Just passing the dockhead. Oh, everything's out of focus this evening. What's the matter with you cameras? You were doing so well earlier. Now you just seem to be a bit out of focus. That's better. I think it is really dark. That's probably the issue. See a couple there, all right, on the stern of Queen Victoria. Quite a few people on the top. Maybe they're having a rum-based cocktail, enjoying the bright lights of the port of Southampton as they depart. On their way for a 3-night cruise to the Netherlands and Belgium via Rotterdam and Zeebrugge. And a couple of yachts out. See, I'm telling you, it's been quite busy for Pleasurecraft. Wouldn't really expect it this time of year, but there we go. Like I say, it's been a lovely day, so perhaps made the most of it. We got caught out by the fact it got dark so quickly. Oh, Marina Claire says she sees a wave on the back of the ship. Really? Oh, yeah, I think I might do as well, actually. Either that or they're stretching their arms and legs. Let's have a look. Oh, it's very dark, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I see someone waving towards the top. Just about make them out. Gosh, it's quite tricky. Oh, that's really tricky. There we go. We can see them. Waving away. Well done, shipmate. Thanks for waving. Two waves today. That's pretty good going. We had Vince waving earlier. Vince Unlimited. And I'm not sure who that was. And the Queen Victoria's now disappearing behind a vessel and the Aurora by the looks of it. Can't see much down there anymore. Waiting for the Aurora next, due to depart at 6, about 13 minutes time. If she departs on time, of course. Rab Nesbitt still discussing the avoided drives on trains. Unfortunately, I can't pick up VTS radio at the moment, so I don't know what the current state of Aurora's departure time is, but we will assume that's going to be 6 o'clock still. As Queen Victoria is passing Dockhead on her way down Southampton Water, getting closer to Netleycam. Queen Victoria has a capacity for 3,000 tonnes of heavy fuel oil and consumes 12 tonnes an hour maximum output. It's quite impressive, isn't it? 12 tonnes an hour. Certainly get through your 300 tonnes quickly. 3,000 tonnes. Oh, Steph P's in the way of Hurricane Nicole. Steph P is one of our viewers from the other side of the Atlantic. I don't know who else we've got in the chat today. So I know we have certainly someone from the USA. Anyone else from outside of the UK? The USA perhaps, or Moldova? Ahoy there, Paula Jones. Welcome aboard, shipmates. Been a little bit late there, but never mind. We'll let you off this time. Looking very dark out there, isn't it? That's hide in the background. Barely see anything. It's not like the days of the summer when we had such good visibility. Paul Jones says she's a tad busy. Never mind, shipmate, you're here. As long as you're here, it doesn't matter. I'm here to watch the Queen Victoria. She's slowly departing down. Oh, come back. What's going on there? Watching Queen Victoria depart slowly down Southampton water. It's got quite dark this time of year. Oh no, the camera's gone super laggy. Come on, camera. There we go. Not very well behaved today, Netley. Shipmate Mark Barr says he's from the North Pole. Well, it feels like in his house in London. Well, I'm surprised by that, shipmate, because it's actually it's been pretty decent warm here in the port of Southampton. I thought it was quite mild for the time of year. Perhaps you've got one of those houses which just doesn't warm up. Rab Nesbitt providing us with more trivia of a train variety. Says that the manufacturer of the engine, Salsa, also makes the engines for Queen Victoria and railway locomotives. Oh, there, Grant Waldo. Shipmate is from Colorado. Well, welcome aboard, shipmate. Glad to have you on board. Last time I was in Colorado, I was at Grand Junction and then up to Aspen for a spot of skiing. It's very enjoyable. Well, there, Mike Faulkner says, welcome back, Captain. I've missed your commentary. Oh, thanks, shipmates. Glad to hear. Right, it's not one of the best broadcasts this evening. We're already late and it's a bit dark, but we'll try our best. This is the Queen Victoria departing. I think the Aurora's due to depart at 6 o'clock. I haven't heard any more update on that. Grant Waldo says you can come back any time. I certainly intend to, shipmate. I'm trying to actually think of the Snowmass. I went to Aspen. My friend lives in Snowmass. I couldn't think of the name of it. Yeah, just across the valley from. I can't remember now. I think it was an actress. I can't think of her name. From the 80s. Bird on a Wire. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've been there. Certainly enjoy Aspen. Some great powder snow there. I remember the restaurant at the top had a discount depending on your age. I can't remember exactly how it went, but something like a 10% discount if you're over 60, 20% if you're over 70, 40% if you're over 80, and I think if you're over 90 or something, it was free. Something like that. I can't remember exactly. Getting much in the way of focusing on these cameras today. Goldie Hawn, that's it, yes. I think it was Goldie Hawn that lives up that way. Yes, now, there we go. See, Goldie Hawn, that's it. Up in Aspen. Yeah, I think she's just across the valley from my friend's house in Snowmass. Her back garden disappears across the valley, and then you can see there's a ranch up on the back, and I think that was Goldie Hawn's place. We did think about going over there, but it was quite deep in snow, and I put on some snowshoes and walked about 50 feet from the house and realised it was way too much effort. I wanted to take the snowmobile, but apparently that wasn't working, so I gave up on it. I had a cold beer instead. Even though it's good visibility, it is dark. Shipmate Terence Cook says less than 6 weeks to the shortest day. Oh, less than 6 weeks. Oh, like a long time. I mean, I don't mind the dark and the winters, but it's just not very good for ship spotting, especially when they leave late. Come on, devils. If you just left on time, it wouldn't be so bad. You've left so late. And then Aurora's even later. I shouldn't complain, I suppose. And this is the bits there behind the Queen Victoria that was all gassing and flaring off the other night. Really bright and shiny, as there was a massive problem on the plant. Luckily, everyone was safe. No one was injured, from what I could tell. Certainly no casualties. The cracker part of the plant broke down. Wallace and Gromit were very unhappy with the cracker manufacturing brought to a close. Somewhere for their Wensleydale to go. Ahoy there, News Girl 100. Welcome aboard, shipmates. Better late than never. Oh, come on, focus, 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 focus. It's tricky conditions for the camera. I'm suspecting, because it hasn't rained for a few days, it's probably got a bit of dirt on the lens. It needs a good rainstorm. And that helps clean the lens up. Maybe I should zoom in a touch. Often that helps. There we go. Actually, do you know what? I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure if I'll do a live stream tomorrow, mainly because I'm not sure if I'll be out on the water. If I did do a live stream tomorrow, what would we be seeing? I think there's 3 ships, if memory serves me correctly, for tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we've got the Iona. Well, actually, we've got the Ventura departing at 5, the Iona at 6, and then the MSC Virtuosa at 8. If I'm back in time for my aquatic adventures on the Southampton water, then I'll see if I can live stream. Certainly Ventura. Well, it's going to be tricky. Iona's probably your best bet. Yeah, it's tricky. It's going to be dark again. Anyway, we'll see something. Oh, there's shipmate Steve Arnold. Says, can I recommend a trip to the Watercress line where you can hear the sorts of powered class 30-20% locos? The 30 has been local to you years ago, based at Eastie. Exhaust note. It's just a joy to behold. Oh, well. I haven't been on the Watercress line for ages. In fact, the Watercress line travels from Alresford, which is just east of Winchester, down to up to Alton, or near Alton in Hampshire. The Watercress line is I didn't know they had diesel locomotives on the Watercress line. They certainly have steam engines, and at Christmas time, I try and do it every year, but things get in the way, mainly weather. They cover the train in thousands of Christmas lights, so as it storms through the countryside, it's all lit up. I think it's Santa's Express, they call it. It's a great place to take the children on board. They get a visit from Santa and a Christmas present, that sort of thing. Rab Nesbitt, not so thrilled with the sound of the engines while you're in the engine room. Abigail Gerlach is doing her duties and taking the students to Veterans Day. Good luck with that, shipmate, and worth doing, definitely. A quick look, shall we, and see what's going on with Aurora. Aurora is stationary. Dennis O'Leary says apparently there's holiday chalets and camping at Ropley for the Watercress line. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. It's quite a big attraction. In Alresford itself, they have a Watercress festival once a year. Well, they used to. I'm not sure they still have it. That was quite entertaining. You could bob for things in watercress. There was watercress curries, watercress gin. I mean, the flexibility of watercress is just unbelievable. Well, I'm not entirely sure if everything needs to be watercress, but anyway. Well, Steph P's saying that VTS is giving some information that passenger count is for Aurora is 1,566, 836 crew, and ready for departure at 6 o'clock. Excellent. Well, we should keep our eyes peeled. That should be due to leave any moment now, I would think. Steph P says she wish we had more steam locomotives here. Oh, you don't have many in the States. Most of the ones I've seen in the States would tend to be stationary. Yeah, that's true. Kevin 2's posted a link to the Watercress steam line illuminations. Well done. Thank you for that, shipmate. Excellent spanners, Kevin 2. That was brimming full of information. Shipmate Sue Greening says that the Watercress Festival is next year, 21st of May. So it's still going. Excellent. The only reason I didn't know if it's going because quite a few of these things stopped during lockdown, and a few of them don't seem to have started up again. If you're in the area, it's worth a visit. Oh, I think Aurora's may have just moved slightly. I think she's on the move. Just a mere whiff of a gap between the ship and the dock. just Victoria, Queen Victoria, just passing the Netley terminal. The Netley terminal? What's the matter with the man here? The Orley terminal. That's where the heavy oil fuels are dropped off and refined. Busiest terminal in Europe, I'm led to believe. I think I may have been wrong about Aurora moving. Looks like she's still stationary. You can see the flashing lights of the buoys. You can tell it's really clear. That's what I had. One thing I do notice in wintertime, atmospheric conditions are really clear. It might be cold, but it is clear, and you can see the buoys flashing all the way across Southampton water, all the way across the Solent and almost to the Isle of Wight. Each buoy flashes at a different rate, so you can tell which buoy is which. Yes, I will agree. There's been some comments in the chat about YouTube chat being wonky, and yes, it is. It is wonky. It keeps going wrong for me. Earlier on, quite all the chats for me weren't refreshed. They were all out of date. That's the one, the red jets blasting past. Just check on a well, that was my fat finger touched the touchscreen and sent the camera flying off in a random direction. Oh, there we go. Come on, focus. 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 There we go. Yeah, I think Aurora is still stationary at the moment. Still waiting for her to move. So we have various different strategies here for making sure that the chat's up to date, switching different things on and off, refreshing the web page. Yeah, all these things seem to work, and then sometimes they don't. Well, you can see how visibility, that's the high road there in the Isle of Wight. You can see those cars, headlights, those little white dots. It's really clear tonight. That's excellent. Aurora is off on a... Oh, no, she's on the move now. Have a quick look at Aurora. There you go. She's definitely moved away now from the dock. Travelling at 0.4 knots. Free of tugs this time, just by herself. So we'll probably see her in about 15 minutes, I would think. She's on a 14-night cruise to the Caribbean, is Aurora. Sorry, 28 nights. Oh, I was cutting it short for the people on board. Hopefully I didn't give you a nasty surprise. Stopping in at Funchal and then in Phillipsburg, St. Martin, St. John's, Basseterre, St. Kitts, Pointe-à-Pierre, Pointe-à-Pitre, Casteries, St. George's, Bridgetown, and Praia de Vitoria. Excellent journey there for a 28-day Caribbean cruise. Victoria getting quite a long way down. Getting quite close to cow shot now, I would think. Quick look over here over to Hythe. Not much going on over there. No Aurora just yet. She has moved out from the dockside. There we are. Quite a bit of space, so she'll probably just go a little bit further and then start to pick up a bit of forward momentum. Yeah, 0.9 knots, picking up speed. Not sure what's happening with the weather. Pretty much low tide. Still no wind, 5.7 knots. Visibility still pretty good. It's dropped a little. I did notice it's getting a touch hazy out there. Still 13 degrees centigrade, but 100% humidity. So that'll be strange for our American friends. They don't seem to understand how you can have 100% humidity and only 13 degrees centigrade. Well, that's the UK weather for you. Need to attend to some technical issues. I'll continue broadcasting. So don't change the channel just yet. Oh, realise I've been talking to myself, shipmates. Wouldn't be the first time. Aurora, in front of us here, departing the port of Southampton on her way for a 28-night Caribbean cruise. How fantastic is that? I'd like to be on board there, that's for sure. I shall continue following Aurora, shipmates, after having talked to myself as well. Thank you for joining and coming on board and enjoying this broadcast this evening. Limited visibilities in the winter, but, you know, I think it's worth the effort every now and again. Hope you've enjoyed it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do think about subscribing. It'll help the channel out massively. I shall keep following the ship. I shall see you later. Till next time, shipmates.